Hello everyone, this is Stefan from Lush&SaltyAquariums. How are we doing this evening? Okay, we're looking at my CPD Nano tank, CPD, aka Celestial Pearl Danio, aka the Galaxy Rasbora. If you remember from my previous video of this tank, most of all of the CPDs in here, save for one, were small juveniles, but now 6 weeks, maybe a month and a half later, you see they are young, robust, vigorous adults, and they are awesome. The males have that glorious orange hue around their fin, and the females tend to be a little smaller but plumper. And I've got both in here in this ideal small habitat for them. You can have a small tank for these creatures, both because of their size and their overall compatibility into tight situations, as long as you have the prerequisite planted material, of which this tank is chock full of. I've got growth on top with frogbit and duckweed, and incredible amounts of planted life occupying the small tank, including Wasser tank clump back there, which they could spawn in, as well as a Christmas moss clump back there, which they could spawn in, and I'm sure they are. But because of all the invertebrates you see, and in particular the large Nano shrimp, any eggs these fish might drop are certain to be eaten, and if they're not, I don't know what happens to the fry, because I haven't discovered one. Now, I haven't looked super hard for fry, and I would really love to see some. This would be a fish I would adore getting some babies from. I have places I could put them, and one can only hope. And I'm not going to separate the up team and create a separate tank for breeding. I don't have a separate tank, for one thing, and I'm just not there yet. I like keeping the school together. They're really happy. They're behaving super well. And if they mate and spawn and the eggs get eaten, well, it's all part of the circle of life. This tank is one of my favorites. It just has a hang-on back filter and a simple nano light. It features a rounded clear sides, as well as a no rim top, so I really dig that. I think it's a better look than the typical small tanks you might find at Petco, and so this one came from an LFS. It's sort of a knockoff brand from Asia, I think Japan, and I have a few of them. They're wonderful. So here is a Anubias plant, I believe, a large variety. Yeah, there's the rhizome where it grows from. And then I have the Anubias petite clump, sort of a trademark of mine, and this one's doing particularly well. I have limited algae in this tank, which is awesome. I do not use CO2, but the more plants you have, and the better they're growing, the less likely you are to have algae in general. I do not mind some green algae on the rocks. The shrimp eat that, and it also gives the tank a natural look. Beg your pardon for the reflection down there. That's from a tank that's situated below it, so I'll try to, there we go, I'll tilt up like that. Cherry shrimp do really well in here. Clearly the CPDs are not predating on at least some of the juveniles, because I have a lot of young adults and only a few monster-sized ones, and so I know that these are spawned from in here for sure. And the Amano shrimp, they cannot breed in fresh water. They can mate and carry eggs, but nothing can come of them. They need brackish water for the cycle to be complete. So any Amano shrimp you see, I won't say any, but 95% are likely wild caught or bought from a purveyor elsewhere overseas. and you're buying non-US tank raised Amano shrimp is my guess, but I can't be certain about that. In any event, these ones are quite big, and I'm certain they're eating the eggs of my CPDs, and if I wasn't okay with it, there's not a lot I could do, because in a tank this tight with so much activity, trying to catch those shrimp, even though shrimp are sort of easy to catch, once they got spooked, they'd be into this so quick, and then it would just be disruptive. So folks, this was a brief look at these wonderfully active nano fish. When they're happy, they're not shy. They have a reputation for being reclusive and shy. As you can see, that is not the case here. They're doing fabulous, and I really, really love this aquarium fish, and I hope you do too. As always, keep your hands in the tank. Ciao for now.